Chris Rock gon' be the reason we gon' blow. Boom.
Welcome to the Wireheads
Welcome. Yes, it's the Wireheads podcast. Back once again for the first time.
We back like Mason better.
You are always with that, man.
I love it.
It's our first video podcast for you guys out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Not
yeah.
Really. We had an interview. We had an amazing interview.
Yeah.
With LJ. Yeah.
LJ. Oh my goodness, LJ. Yeah, man. Shout out to LJ. That was fantastic. I actually keep getting people telling me that they're really happy that we featured somebody, outside of our sphere of knowment. So
it's the sphere of knowment.
So I expect that we can do some more stuff like that. We're working on it, guys. We're working on it. Yeah, man.
So so I am your trusty host, SPG.
And I'm Trezalé, and I'm so happy to be back, man. It feels good. I love these things. I live for this. Literally.
Do you?
Do
you really?
Do you really? You live for these. Yeah, I do. I do live for this. So what are we chopping it up about today?
Well, you know how it goes. We looking at, let's get back into it, man. I mean, what you been listening to? What's the plug?
Woo! What have I been listening to? Every time we have to do one of these things, I get so overwhelmed because on one hand, I know I listen to a ton of stuff, but then when I have to pinpoint what I've been listening to, I kind of find it hard to pull everything together. But I've identified 3 songs. So what do you want to do? You want to do back and forth? How you want to do this? You're the captain of this shit.
Aaliyah? Sure.
Back, forth and forth. Let's go.
Wow. Yeah.
So my first song is actually gonna be a song that I discovered this week, and I cannot find the artist. I can't find any information on this person, any of the artists, but I'll tell you how I came across it. So part of my system is that
Google failed you?
Google failed me. I cannot find this person. Okay, so let me tell you a story, backstory. So usually when I go into the gym, I listen to either an album that I've pulled down so that we're doing a review on, or I listen to Ebro, his Rap Life podcast, or I go to the top hip hop songs, right? That are charting globally. So I went, I did that this day. I was doing legs, I think. I was trying to kill myself with some legs. And funny. And I searched the top hip hop songs and I saw this artist right at the top. And I'm talking about beneath was the Gunners, the Cardi B's, the Drakes, the young boy NBA, that kind of fear. And I
like the way that you add pluralizations to all those, the Gunners, the Cardi B,
the Cardi B,
because they're not just rappers. They're entire subgenres of hip hop artists.
They're genres at this point, right? Cool. So I saw this artist right at the top, and I was like, Shinzu? Who the hell is Shinzu? What is that? Shinzu #1 featuring featuring Mims. I'm like, what is that about?
Mims.
Mims, featuring Mims, but not the Mims you think. Not the guy you know. This is somebody completely different. So I clicked into it and I started listening to it, and it hooked me. Wonderful Afrobeat vibe. And then the rapper, female MC, she started rapping. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So then I did my due diligence. So all I know is that Shinzu is a Nigerian artist. That's all I know. I can't find any information about him. Who's his label? He has a body of work before this one, and he's releasing a new EP. So no albums yet. A new EP called Year Early ? Not sure what that means. Like I said, I can't find anything on this guy, but it is a wonderful song, and from the time I heard it, I cannot stop listening. So my first entry for our first video plugin, what you've been listening to, is Shinzu #1 featuring Mims.
Me, I want you to stay, me, I want you to go. It's really the thing like I'm running along. Stay with me, please, where you're rushing to go. When me call from your phone, say hello. Hello? It's not a news, I'm addicted to you. But every time you got something to do, she wanna think and I'm tempted to touch. Number one for me, radar.
Fair enough. All right.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
And before you go, I wanted to give you just a little preview. Mims has starts her verse by saying, big bassy wagon. I turned Khaleesi when I unleashed the dragon. Take him for a swim in the mother of the ocean. Oh my God. Like, listen, bro. You gotta listen to it. It's fire. It's absolute fire. Anything with Khaleesi, any Game of Thrones reference is fire.
Any Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah, anything like that's fire. All right.
All right.
So
all right. Well, you know, you got your Afrobeats on.
What you got? What you got? Let
I'm
me hear
gonna.
what you got.
I mean, you know, I'm gonna be predictable.
Okay, fair enough. So what? West Side Gun, somebody that's been shot 10 times. What we talking? We talking about rappers that eat rocks for breakfast. What else?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Send the block, great. You know, let's do it. You know, the men asleep on broken sidewalk.
Exactly, correct.
In their bedroom, in their mansion. I've been really impressed with Method Man lately. Mm-hmm. The reason being that I mean, he's always been the breakout MC from the Wu-Tang Clan, and he's continued to have.
Is that true though?
Who would you give it to over Meth? Ghostface Killer?
Yeah, I was thinking Ghostface. Yeah.
All right. Well, there may be an argument there. I mean, maybe Ghostface initially had greater mainstream appeal, but Method has had longevity out the wazoo.
True that.
We know that. Yeah, I mean, when Enter the 36 Chambers dropped, Meth, I believe, was the only person in the crew that had a solo track, and METHOD Man. And over the years, you know, he teamed up with Def Jam or their Def Squad artists, Redman, for those two amazing Reggie Noble, right? Right. Mr. Superman, Loverman himself, and you know,
I love him.
And then I mean, he's been hosting a show recently. I've always felt that he has had one of the greatest flows in hip hop ever. He remains my best flow in hip hop ever.
Ooh, you think that Method Man has more flow than Kendrick Lamar?
Yes.
You know, K-Dot has a retarded flow though.
And believe me, and when you say that he has a retarded flow, you're not referring to a local internet provider.
Wow. Yeah. We did that. That's what we do here.
That's what we do here. No. I mean, okay. So name a Kendrick Lamar song where the flow was like insane. We talking about like Rigor Mortis? Yeah,
you got Rigor Mortis.
You got Rigor Mortis.
Family Ties. Family Ties. His flow is ridiculous.
You thought his flow was ridiculous in Family Ties? I mean, his flow is definitely always different and always excitingly new in terms of the way he mixes things up.
Right. So when you say flow, what do you mean? Do you mean versatility?
No, I do not mean versatility.
But that's part of flow, though. That's part of flow. You can't take versatility out of the flow.
You think so? Because I mean, don't get me wrong, Kendrick has real flow, but I mean, who writes a beat like Meth? Let's not get distracted. The point is, I feel like Method Man has just improved over the years. He consistently releases better verses lyrically, conceptually, and flow-wise. I think he's amazing. And I'm always impressed every time I hear another song from him, because I feel like he is now an older God MC who continues to put out very quality music beyond the older style, old head kind of thing that you might expect that SBG would be going for. My song is a song called The Last 2 Minutes by Method Man featuring Iron Mike.
Yeah. Meth Lab 3. Let's go. Pick my city up from the giddy up, new yiddy up. Just like the Metro Transit, my city bus. Eat him up. Since a young city buck, been pretty plus. Sex in the city with pretty lady, yeah, pretty much.
Amazing track. Give it a listen. Back to you, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. I see you with your little OG MC. I see what you're doing. All right. All right. I'm gonna bring you some newness. Okay. I'm gonna pull you into the 21st century. Some cryptocurrency rappers for you now. Okay. Next up on my list. I know you've been. Anyway, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. This MC had just dropped a album recently, his second studio album. Some people are saying it's just mad, just okay, but it's still one of my highlights of what I've been listening to. So this artist is none other than Cordae. Drop the YBN because they don't own the rights to that. So Cordae released his second studio album. It's called
sophomore project, man.
Sophomore project. Give that boy a jacket. And it's called From a Bird's Eye View. Now, we have plans to dive into this album in greater detail, so I'm not gonna get into it too much. But for me, the standout track from that particular record is a track entitled Jean Michel. I pronounced it right? Yeah, Jean Michel. And
that's like track number 2, isn't it?
That is track number 2. And this track really spoke to me personally, or I keep revisiting this track because I just love how he's kind of weaving a tapestry with the words. So for anyone who doesn't know about Cordae is actually quite lyrical and he's really intelligent. People have been telling me that he's a little arrogant. I don't know. I think arrogance is good in hip hop, but people have been telling me that a bit. But I don't get that from this record. But this particular track,
I don't either.
I don't think so. But in this particular track, I get all the things that I want out of a hip hop song. So the verse starts: brink of extinction, hell bent on survival. This life's a continuous cycle. Consider this a venomous haiku. This ain't a verse, nigga. And then he ends his verse on nigga, and then begins the next verse. And I know SPGB had talked about the art of rhyme and lyricism, and we were talking about how, I can't remember who it was that did it, NPR, whoever. Remember you sent it to me, and we were going through, and they were explaining how
the way in which rappers, how rhyme schemes and rhyme patterns and so on have developed and evolved over time.
Correct. And what he's doing here is very much in another league to somebody that of his, I don't want to say his generation, but this is not ABC rhymes and rhyme schemes here. This is
no, they aren't.
No, they definitely aren't. So this song really, really encapsulated that for me, and I just love what he's talking about. He goes into his past. He touches on his future and what he's doing for his people and whatnot. And he does it in an amazing, in my opinion, exciting way. So my next pick, which I think is the best pick of this pod anyway, is Jean Michel Cordae.
Brink of extinction, hell bent on survival. This life's a continuous cycle. Consider this a venomous haiku. This ain't a verse, nigga. And I done dealt with the worst niggas. The type to steal your shit and search with you. Nothing ordinary. I've been having vivid dreams. Them shits is more than scary. Graveyards and mortuaries.
Back over to you.
Back over to me. All right.
Back over to you.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So you came with saying you. I'm gonna switch it up a bit. You introduced me to Masego.
Woo! Oh my God, are you dropping Masego? Oh, sorry. I've taken the L officially in this podcast. Taken the L, like just call it what it is. L City over here.
Masego got there's this track that he has out with this singer-songwriter called Elhae. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct.
Like
ELHAE.
ELHAE.
All caps.
ELEHAE.
ELHAE. All caps.
could only be El Hey. I don't know El He Who. I don't know how else could you
El Hayy.
exactly like how else could you pronounce that?
But I know, right? But yeah, man, they've got this. It's got this really you clone. I think it's Il Hao, right? I think it's his. I think it's his trap. I think it's his trap, and it's featuring Masego, and we know that Masego is this insanely talented young guy, right? In terms of his vocals, his ability to play different instruments. He's done some amazing pieces in the past. And so, like, you know, anything that Masego is on, I want to be there because he really brings this kind of rich, youthful, talented flavor to any song.
Sure.
Yes. That student in the back.
I know.
I'm pleased to see.
I know
you are against the wall. I'm pleased to see that you're paying attention. Go ahead, son.
I think the genre that he created is called trap house jazz. So it's supposed to be a combination of the trap music that he's grown up with in his era with stylistically jazz music. So I think that he's a pioneer in that space, trap house jazz. I think that
very well,
amazing.
So they have this this song together called My City, and I really like the song. I think it's a good song to hear right now. It's a feel good track. Essentially, yeah, I mean, it may be a little arrogant, maybe a bit braggadocious.
Yeah, exactly.
Braggadocious. Although I was gonna make a comment about what you said just now about
Corday.
About Corday and about arrogance being needed in hip hop. There's a difference between being arrogant and being preachy. Like, take for instance, when Drake tells a woman on his song that her mother would be ashamed of her, I'm like, what is wrong with you, Drake? Who are you to tell that to a person? That was a
You're right.
that was a free one for you, Trezalé. Listen to me. Was that you got down there trying to change our name, B? Anyhow. Yeah. Right. And but saying that you're the best and that no one rhymes like you, and that all of these rappers out here are your sons, like, come on, we need that.
Of course they are. Of course we need that. Yeah,
of course we need that. That's hip hop, is it not?
That is hip hop.
That's
my hip hop, Ali.
I mean, why is somebody telling you that they think that Carter is arrogant because he says that he's gonna have a 20-year career minimum? Come on, get out of here, guys. Yeah. Anyway, but My City, you know, the guys essentially talk about painting the tongue red. They're talking about carrying a lady out. They indicate to the lady that, you know, once we go tonight, we're gonna have an amazing time. Because I'm a top man and I know how to, you know, have a good time. And you know, and it's not crass. You know, it's just this really lovely song about, hey, let's go out and have a great time. You and me. Because I'm this guy and you're this girl and we should do that together. It's an amazing song. So I'll just plug it. Like My City featuring Masego by El Hey.
I've got the keys to my city. They play my song for the ladies. If you and me, no problems. Ask about me. Ooh. I've got the keys to my city.
You know what I love about Masego? Masego has a way of like conveying how he feels about things, especially as it relates to the opposite sex, without it feeling, I don't know, use the word crass, but you know, it doesn't ever feel like salacious. It always feels like in reverence. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. I'm not talking about the yam talk. He's all about yam-tatious and yam-malicious, but I mean, like, it's just always in this way, like, you know, you're my queen, and you know, look at your voluptuous. He's just always very, I don't know. I like him. That's my guy. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, there's a type of awe / worship of whomever the subject of the song is.
Right.
Yeah. And
go on.
we can dig that.
I dig that. I was about to say, I dig that. You dig that too. So
Yeah, I mean, hey, why not use terminology from 1970s Afro-American culture? I dig it.
You can dig it. You can dig it. Job turkey. You're a job turkey.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I was gonna say that it hasn't been easy living lately, and talking about going out on the town may not fall well on the ears of some people because, hey, infection rates are up, and we remember fondly being able to move in a freer way. But I still think that it's a really good feeling song for these times. You're up.
All right, no problem. Address me with my proper name for the rest of this pod.
Blaxploitation Ebonics for the audience, for the crowd. Let's hear an applause.
Job turkey. All right, cool. So that was a very good one. I've taken the L in this pod. I must let you know, but I'm gonna still. You never know. I might bring it back. Before quarter.
Imagine that after I dropped the last 2 minutes by Method Man and Iron Mike, the man tell me that I only now get him the L. Continue, sir.
I only take the L to my face just now. Anyhow. All right. So next up, we talk about arrogance, and this is the perfect poster child for arrogance. No one likes this artist.
Oh my gosh, I know who you're gonna talk about.
No one likes this artist. This artist.
You talking about Mario, Luigi, and Wario all together?
No one likes this guy, but I must say to you, he has bars, and he has one of the best records out there right now, my humble opinion. And that artist is none other than Russ. Yes, Russ. So Russ,
R-U-S-S, Russ.
R-U-S-S. Russ dropped a record called Chomp 2, which is a sequel to Chomp 1. Basically, the whole idea behind this record is that he doesn't care about selling records. This is lyrical music, spinning bars for people who love bars, and he's just gonna throw a few little, his words, not mine. I just want people to come on the record, try to destroy the beat. We're gonna throw a little hook in there just because, but it's about bars. So
I got a question for you. It's not about making money.
Not about making money.
Bars? Okay.
It's all bars.
If it's not about making money, what is it about?
It's about the love of hip hop.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
What is it about? Tell me.
People don't like Russ. What is a hip hop artist supposed to do other than to say, well, okay, you might not like me, but you got to respect the bars I just dropped.
Fair enough.
What Russ may be doing, Russ may have decided, I've already had hits. I've made the money from them.
Yeah, which he has. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe now what he's really looking for is respect within the space.
Community.
Yeah, and that's why the man dropping like crowbars, chocolate bars, burglar bars, like prison cell bars, what?
No, go on.
Cell phone bars, yes, cell tower bars,
right? Signal bars.
Rum shops, otherwise known as bars.
Bars, restaurant bars. No, hey, you might be onto something, but whatever he's doing and wherever he's doing it, I'm happy because honestly, he's attracted J Electronica. You said nothing. J Electronica, Joy Bada, Papoose, Westside Gun, like Big Crit, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Big
These
Sean.
are the people appearing on Chomp 2?
Yes, Strong Black Man. Yes, bro. Joy Badass.
You causing me to have beat type face and I'm not even hearing a beat.
But what do you talk? But I thought, you don't like to listen to me, man. You know,
listen to me, man. I listen to you. I just,
don't like Russ.
I just I just pretend conflict for the pod.
You pretend conflict. But yeah, dude.
No, I mean, don't forget, we listen to so much music. Like sometimes how many albums have I suggested you that you have not listened to? A ton.
Probably all.
Right. So like, we try.
We do try.
Right. So your suggestion is that I need to listen to Chomp 1 and Chomp 2.
Yeah, D. You know who Ransom is?
Pardon me?
Do you know who Ransom is?
Ransom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I've heard of a song or two by him.
Yeah, but you know he's like in that Freddie Gibbs thing. He's like a real gritty street MC. He's not
Very
like
well.
yeah.
Very well.
He's on this high tech produced records on it. Like, dude, like
what?
I can't even tell you. I can't.
Oh, just by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Sidebar. Frey hasn't listened to Alfredo yet.
I have not.
Right, you were saying?
I'm like, yeah, I call myself your friend. Awkward. Call me the machine of Ghostface Killer, track 11. Distance. Go listen now. Yeah, B.
Wow.
Produced by The Alchemist. Bro.
So should I listen to Chomp 1 first?
No. It's good, but don't listen to it. There's no continuity between it. Well, fair enough. I forgot who I was talking to. Yeah. Listen to Chomp 1, and then you can move from Chomp 1 into Chomp 2.
Look at you accommodating my OCD. Thank you.
Call me the machine and Ghostface Killer, bro. Mad? How is this little? You know how is this little tiny man getting all these like amazing features? Like seriously, on one project. So I don't know.
But that's my whole point. Chomp 1 you said was really good. He really dropped bars on Chomp 1, and then he decided to do Chomp 2. I don't know how it works. Did he reach out to these artists? Did they reach out to him and were like, hey, I hear you're doing Chomp 2? Were they just passing through in the studio? Whatever it was, the fact that guys jumped on the track may be an indication. I mean, I'm not sure if I can really claim that. I mean, do you think that money has a lot more to do? Okay, fair enough.
You hijacking my song, bro. You hijacking my little segment here with my song. I just want you to know, okay? Listen, don't be hijacking the Jake Turkey segment. Listen, you can you can freestyle when it comes to you. Oh God. Okay, all right,
say, man.
Yeah, let me get through it. So anyway, my song that I'm plugging this week as one that I can't get out my head is called Bucket Hat Low, Russ featuring Papoose.
I feel like the greatest as I should though. The Bentley got massage seats. I'm riding around in Brookstone. Baby gave me good dome. I opened the roof. We don't duck phase, especially when we open the goose. Smoke with Snoop and went to Neptune. Life is beautiful. You made it when unusual becomes the new usual. Since I was a juvenile, I knew that I'd be hot boy. They love me out in London, dog. I'm headed.
Bucket Hat Low.
Bucket Hat Low. Yeah, Bucket Hat Low. That is the name of the song featuring Papoose. Featuring Papoose. So I'm gonna read 4 bars. My verse is laced with Papoose. Well, I shouldn't have said. I should just say guess who this is. My verse is laced with fentanyl. Be dead in a second if you ingest it pure. Heard they like yoga, that's cause I'm a stretch 'em all. Edging the next contestant, my presence possesses profession. Professing the resurrection was led to the effervescence. Listen to me, Papoose, destroy this track. The man said, get weather, protect your melon. You fled when the lead was spreading. You bled through your red intestines. You dead when your head is swelling. I stepped with the weapons, the Smith and Wesson, resting my dresser draw. That's how you end that verse. I remember it, the dresser draw.
Oh my gosh, man.
Bars.
All right. I see that you've taken my place on the pod. Everyone, I just want you to remember that it was SBG who used to quote my lyrics, right? But I've decided to, more mainstream my contribution, and Trezalé has gone full head. All right. So
All right.
full hip hop head. Nothing more. Pure pure New York, like distilled the four elements be. Like if you if we go with Tremaine right now, there's gonna be somebody doing graffiti on his wall. There's gonna be a boy in a corner spinning on a mat.
I know.
And a DJ in the kitchen. Listen, all right, cool. So I'm ending off my picks for the week with a song by so STALLEY. I was really a big fan of STALLEY for a long time now. I first heard him on a track with Currency way back in the day, a song called Address. And I started following STALLEY back then. He intended to make this very bass heavy, tricked out audio system type sound for his music, right? Like crazy bass heavy beats. And he eventually got picked up by Maybach Music and dropped an album. I believe it was called Lincoln Way Lights.
Oh yeah, he was on MMG. He's still on that album.
Yeah.
He's still on that album. He's still on that label. Sorry.
No, he's left MMG, and I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm sorry, everyone. I should have that information for you. What kind of educator are you? He's left MMG, and he dropped. I mentioned this in a previous pod. He dropped an album with Apollo Brown, the producer, last year called Blacklight, and it's just amazing. I mean, there may be persons who may find the style of beat to be repetitive. I'm not saying that the songs sound the same. I'm saying that it is very much the same style of. I feel like while there are albums like, take for instance, Alfredo, the collab between Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist, where I felt like Alchemist is the kind of producer who can really change up the style of beat that he does from song to song. Mm-hmm. Apollo Brown makes a very similar style of beat, not similar sounding, but similar style. So there may be persons who may have that criticism of the album, that it has a very similar sound right through, right? But amazing production. Apollo Brown he's top class in terms of that type of production, a very New York East Coast kind of feel. Mm-hmm. And he has an amazing song on there called Humble Wins. Humble Wins by STALLEY and Apollo Brown.
I'm great, incredible, I'm special. I'm the greatest you ever heard. I'm amazing. You never heard.
Now, I mean, again, I'm really feeling Humble Wins because it talks about being able to overcome current challenges. It's about finding your way through life's, various pits and falls, whether they be from other people or just circumstances that occur. It's very much about not being so arrogant as to not understand where you fit in things and how to make it through to the other end with a triumph, right? And so it's about the humility of understanding your position so that you can have later the braggadocio of saying, I made it, right? So,
I like that. I like the sound of that. That's a really cool concept for a record.
Yeah, it's a crazy record. When he says he's gonna straighten out his L's so that he can flatten out his wins or something like that. I mean, I don't have lyrics. I left that for Trezalé this toss. Sorry, Jive Turkey. But I'm not. It's an amazing song. And I think it's got one of the most beautiful pieces of that type of production. Like, there's some amazing horns. The bass riff, oh my gosh, it is crazy in terms of production. So that's my last.
Well, SPG, I want to thank you again for another awesome plug-in, what you've been listening to. And I look forward to our next album review.
Yeah.
What we do? To album review, right?
We want review.
Corday,
From a bird's eye view.
From a Bird's Eye View, and Magic.
Magic by Nas.
Magic by Nas.
I'm sorry, but I think that Sorry for the Wait by Lil Wayne needs an honorable mention.
Okay. All right. I have not listened to it. So
Okay. All right, man. So this has been this has been Stat Pockets Glaze, otherwise known as the S to the P to the G.
and this has been Trezalé, aka Jive Turkey
Chris, y'all
Javin.
gonna be the reason we
And
gon' blow. Boom.
We out.
we out.